how I went from commercial broker to investor, and you can too. So that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. We are going to talk about how you can do it as well. Okay. So, but let me like dial the clock back a bunch of years. Okay. So it all started, right? I came from a development family. Like, you know, we talked about commercial real estate at the dinner table every night, right? But even though that was kind of like how I was raised on construction sites, right? Like those are my days off and my you know, vacations from school. Even with all that, right? Brokerage is a very, very difficult business to break into. Okay. Even with having someone who's been an investor for 50 years and understands the way the market works to call up and ask, guess what? It makes it very, very difficult getting started in this business. There is a 97% failure rate in commercial brokerage for a reason. Can anybody tell me why you think there's a 97% failure rate in commercial brokerage? Go ahead, put it in the chat. I'd be very interested to see why other people think it. I know why, because I've been around this business long enough, but let me know. Let me know if why you think there's a 97% failure rate, right? What do we got? What do we got? No consistency. Yep, that's a good one, Olga. Yep. People can't wait for the commission. Yep, that's a big one. Unrealistic expectations. You need commitment and patience. Yep, absolutely. Port takes time to get established. All these things are true. Patience. Yep, Nick, what's going on, buddy? Not willing to continue doing what they need to do every day. Yep. There's one big blind spot we're all missing, guys. One big one: lack of finance background. To a certain degree, yeah, but you can learn this stuff. But I will say this: lesser volume. Yep, that's all true. That's all true. Good. There's a lot of good answers. You don't have to be born into this business. You don't have to have an MBA to succeed in this business. You know what you need in here? You need a game plan. Think about it this way, folks, right? When you're getting started in brokerage, what you are doing, what are you going to do? You're going to take a year or two, right? You're going to save up a bunch of money and you're going to bet your life savings. Think about it. When you live off your savings, you are betting your life savings that you're going to succeed in this business. Does that make sense, right? Like type hashtag savings if any of you, because I know I did. I bet my life savings that I would succeed in this business. Type hashtag savings if any of you have ever had to go into your savings when getting started in commercial brokerage. Olga knows what I'm talking about. Jenny knows what I'm talking about. Yep. Emily, yep, exactly. Guys, that's what we're talking about. When you are trying to learn a skill, you're working off of your savings, you are literally betting your life savings that there's a light at the end of the tunnel and you're going to make money. Yep, Rod knows what I'm talking about. Marcella, absolutely. Okay, so I've been leasing since 2003, right? I managed like 7 office parks, been doing leasing in light industrial, right? And even with 10 years of leasing experience, breaking into the sales side was kind of difficult. I did a couple of sales, but it wasn't anything that I could say, you know what? I've got this process. I've got this thing dialed in. You with me? Right? Very, very important to understand, right? Unless you have a process, unless you have a game plan, unless you have a foundation, and you know that every single day when you wake up and you spend 8 or 10 hours doing the right things at the right time, right? In the right sequence, until you do that, right? There's absolutely no way you're going to be able to have a repeatable process. Okay. And that's what I have. I didn't have a repeatable process. I would knock on doors some days. I would cold call other days. I would send letters. I would send emails. I just didn't have anything. I couldn't find a repeatable way. How many of you guys would absolutely love to have a business where you woke up in the morning, you know exactly what you need to be doing every hour of the day. And more importantly, know that you are doing the right things in the right order, and that the question of it, not if you're going to get a result, but when you're going to get a result. How many of you would like that? Type hashtag repeatable if you'd like to know that all the effort you're putting in throughout the day, it's actually going to lead to a result. Okay. Right? Just type hashtag repeatable, right? Because that was the thing that I was looking for, guys, right? I've been there before. I've had to stay in on a weekend because I didn't have enough commissions coming in that month and I didn't want to spend money unnecessarily. I've done it. I have been there. Yes. Chuck says repeatable. Marcella. Yes. Emily, repeatable. Brenda. Yes, guys, because think about it. If you have a system, if you have something that you can follow and get up every single day and repeat over and over again, guess what? You're not wasting any time. You have clarity, you have conviction, you have confidence that what you're going to do is going to work. Okay. All those things are very, very powerful, super powerful. So if you're looking for a repeatable way, it wasn't until I found a repeatable way that I was able to make the type of money that I wanted. Okay. So, very, very important. Once you find a repeatable process, what it can do to your business. Okay. So guys, if you're looking for a repeatable process, right, that's something that we do with, and I'm just going to let you know that we help agents learn how to list and sell commercial properties. We walk them through a 6-month process. So if you are looking for a repeatable process, okay, type #process. If you'd like to know what that 6-month process looks like, we can have someone from the team reach out to you, because I feel like I'm talking to the right room of people, because I have been there. I have been there and been like, man, leasing just doesn't make enough money, and buyers just don't make, just are too flaky, and they run you around in circles. You chase your tail for 3 weeks, and the next thing you know, you're not getting the money that you want, and then the deals fall out of bed, and you're just like, I'm working so hard, right? So type #process if you'd like to learn about our 6-month process. Someone from the team can reach out to you, and we can talk, a little bit longer length, right? But having a repeatable process is what allows you to duplicate your success over and over and over again. Very, very, very important. Okay. So now, I did everything, guys. I'm an information junkie. I love to learn. Even to this day, I'm in 3 masterminds. By the way, don't ever trust a coach that doesn't have a coach, right? I have 3. Okay. So this is a whole other story, but I learned everything I could. I got every certification. I studied this, I studied that. I got my CCIM. I got And at the end of the day, still nobody had a repeatable process that I could follow. Okay. And it wasn't until I cracked the code on it, right, that I was able to be able to repeat the process and make the type of money. There's a very, very direct correlation to having a process to follow, not wasting time, doing the right things on purpose, not on accident, and then getting a tangible result in the form of commissions. Okay. Because even with all the education and all the knowledge, it still wasn't good enough not to have a process. Right. And it wasn't until I mastered listing that my world changed. I mean, it changed. It wasn't overnight, but it was about a 2-year process that it happened for me. Right. I went from making about 140, and some people will be really happy with 140. Right. Okay. It's good. I wasn't starving, right? But you're not saving up. You're not buying commercial properties making $140,000 a year. Not enough time to accumulate capital, right? But in a 24-month period, a little bit less than 24 months, I got to the 500K mark, right? And never ever looked back. 500 days from me learning the skill that I teach my students, 500 days from then, I cashed a $178,000 check. I sold a building. I had it listed at 4.2, sold it for 3,960, and got 4.5 points because I found the buyer and I was representing the seller. So how many of you guys would like to cash a check, a commission check that's 6 figures, right? A lot of people like talk about earning 6 figures in a year. Let's talk about unlocking, a combination so that you can earn 6-figure commission checks, not just yearly earnings, right? How many of you, I can think of 178,000 reasons why there we go. Jenny's got both hands up. Yeah. That I'm telling you guys, once the confidence that comes when you can start crushing deals that are $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 deals, guys, it's like nothing else. It's like crack's got nothing on this stuff. So the point is, once you get a process, once you understand the listing side of the business, it's the only limit is how many hours a day you're willing to put into it. Okay. So what I was able to do at that point is once I started stringing together a bunch of good years, I was able to invest. Okay. It allowed me the growth that I wanted, because I always know how many of you, you spend all this time, you find these deals and you let somebody else buy it, and you find these deals and you let someone else buy it, and you are making other people wealthy, and you want to make yourself wealthy one of these days. How many of you type #wealthy if you'd like to make yourself wealthy? It's nice to make others wealthy, but it's even better when you can do it for yourself. You know why? Because your wife or your husband and your kids are going to benefit, and your family's going to benefit, and your community is going to benefit, and you're going to feel like $1 million, right? And it's not about the money, because the money doesn't keep you warm at night. The money doesn't love you back. But what the money does do is it allows you the freedom to make the choices that you want and do the things that you want with the people that you love. That's the ultimate, right, guys? It's not about buying fancy stuff. It's not about having a wad of cash in your pocket. It's knowing at night that you have the peace of mind that nothing can hurt you. And that's priceless, guys. Okay. And that's what we're talking about, right? I found some beat up properties, right? I have construction background, so I was able to take them, put what we call lipstick on a pig, and this little thing came along called COVID, right? And the properties that I bought them for well under $100 a foot. And now they're worth for close to about $200 a foot. And it instantly changed my life. It instantly changed my life. As soon as I got them up and got them stabilized, right? What I was able to do is I was able to start looking at what do I want to do instead of what do I have to do every day. How many of you have gotten up and sometimes you just don't feel like going into the office? You just don't feel like doing the humdrum. And sometimes you don't feel like getting kicked in the teeth or having to get that call at 9 o'clock at night or working weekends and stuff like that. Any of you ever been there, right? You know, how many of you would like to be in the position where you can do things because you want to, not because you have to? Get out of bed because you have to. Or get out of bed because you want to and attack your day. It is a complete different mindset shift, folks, when you are able to start doing the things for yourself instead of doing it for other people. When I say other people, I mean your clients, right? When you can become your own client, when you can, like I said, trade on insider information, okay? And the fact of the matter is you're just a few short years away from it. One of my students, Tyler Ray, perfect example. He came to me at 26 years old. He's going to be 28 this year. He's got $21 million of an inventory, and he just bought his first rental property at 27 years old. So guys, you don't have any excuses, okay? You have no excuses. He's been with me 14 months, right? He went from taking 4 listings his first 4 or 5 years, and I think he took 17 or 18 last year, and he had knee surgery, right? Another one, Abby Stancato, right? He was working as a marketer 2 years ago. He was working a 9-to-5 job, a corporate job as a marketer. And now he's got 15 listings on the market about a year and a half later, right? Guy's crushing it. Unbelievable, right? Aaron Daniel, another one of my students. He's in Atlanta, Georgia, right? 28 years old, came to me last fall. He had never sold a commercial property. He was a residential agent for like 4 years. He picked up 4 listings in his first 6 weeks. Within 90 days of joining, he closed one of those listings and put $42,000 in his pocket with 90 days into the program. And just, I think it was 2 weeks ago, picked up a listing. Now listen for this, guys, listen closely. He picked up a listing using our process, our methods for $2.5 million, but that's not the best part. He did it at a 10% brokerage fee. And he found a buyer 10 days later, okay? And now he's negotiating. If he can get them up 200,000, he puts 200,000 in his pocket. Guys, how many of you would like to be 28 years old and negotiating to put $200,000 in your pocket? Okay? And I just met him 7 months ago. You guys, put 200K in the chat if that's something that you would like, if you would like that to be your reality, because it wasn't just me. This isn't just a story about me. This is now that I can do the things that I want to do. The one thing I want to do is I want to help others because I know how darn hard it is to break into this business. I want to pay it forward. This is my way of giving back. Okay. I've been fortunate. This business has been really good for me. Did I work for it? Yeah. I worked a lot of nights and weekends, but you know what? It's worth it in the end. And now I get to help others do that. Instead of making a 97% failure rate in the first 2 years, we see students turn success very, very quickly. Okay. So if you want to be able to make $200,000 a year, if you want to start making 6-figure commission checks, type 200K in the chat. That's what we're talking about, guys. We unlock a process and show you who to reach out to, what to say. We coach you on how to say it. We walk you through the listing presentation process so that you can start taking listings. And we show you how to market and your listings so that at the end of the day, you just get in, wake up every day, you crank the handle, and you get 2 to 4 listings a month. And then once they start to sell, you're closing 1, 2, sometimes three commercial closings in a month, right? And the last year, according to the NAR, the average commercial sale was 4.5 times the size of the average residential sale. So those of you that are on the residential side, just know that on average in your state, this is nationwide, it's 4.5 times the size. Imagine if you didn't have to work so hard. Imagine if you could work less and make bigger checks. How many of you would like to do that? You with me, guys? Okay. Because once you crack the code on how to take commercial listings, guys, the only limit is you. The process works state to state, coast to coast. It doesn't matter. The only limit is how much time and effort you're willing to put into it. And for me, it opened 1,000 doors. It opened, like there's that old saying, 1 door closes and 1,000 open. Once you're able to get your head out above above the water and you can take a look around, life becomes a lot more fun. And you start doing the things that you want to, the things that mean the most to you and have a bigger impact, because that's what drives me every day. That's why I'm here. I'm not getting paid to do this, right? This is fun for me, right? This is what I enjoy. I love giving information. I love giving knowledge. Okay. So like I said, I'm able to give back to others and make this road a little bit easier, because that's what I want to do. So if you guys want your life to be a little bit easier because you have a plan that works, a plan that's repeatable, and a plan that can put more money in your pocket so that you can take care of your family the way you want and you can live your life the way you want. And we'll figure out what it's going to take to get you from where you are to where you're looking to go. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what got you there. It just matters that you get there. And sometimes a couple years of hard work is absolutely worth it if it means setting yourself and your family up for the rest of your life. All right, guys.